Good evening. It's Saturday, July 3rd. Did my first day of driving as a full-fledged driver, which brought up to mind the issue of jargon. So, as a bus driver, there's some jargon we use. Mostly today, what stuck in my mind was the 10 codes. So people are generally familiar with 10-4 and other forms of pseudo cop talk. Well, in the buses we have things like 1080s and 10-7 and 10-8 and 10-19 and what's your 20 and things like that. And jargon sort of gets a bad rap because you think of it as being exclusionary, the people talk in jargon so that other people don't understand what they're saying. The people speaking in jargon are using jargon because it reduces confusion and speeds up communication. And yes, in some cases, hides meaning, but that's particularly valuable, for instance, when I'm on the radio on a bus and I'm trying to explain that there's a sensitive situation going on and I don't want my passengers to understand that that's what I'm saying. So it preserves a certain amount of anonymity about the situation. Okay, in ceramics, as in every profession, we also have what turns out to be jargon just because it's vocabulary that other people don't know. It's not usually secret words that mean secret things or acronyms or things like that. It's just we're talking about stuff that other people don't talk about, and we use the words we use to explain them. But if you're up and coming and you haven't been, say, in a class where they required it, often these words come just tumbling out at you in messages, and you may not even know how to pronounce them or spell them, or depending on what the context is. Now, if you get a single word, of course you can just get online and look it up. But until you hear a word, you don't know it exists, or read it, you don't know it exists. So I'm going to recommend dictionaries for potters. So here's one, the Potter's Dictionary of Materials and Techniques. Okay. The Hamers, and I'm not quite sure what actually it hardly matters when it was revised. You'll find it or you won't. Copyright 1986, 1975. Okay. The Illustrated Dictionary of Practical Pottery. Okay. And I think we've already talked about Illustrated Dictionary of Pottery Form. So if I say Bellarmines are really cool, you can look in there, or you can look online and Bellarmine. Bellarmine. The thing is, what I'm trying to get at here is, for a kid that used to just read the encyclopedia for fun, these books are wonderful. And they give you a chance to see items you would never see necessarily in the normal course of your education, and figure out terminology and work from there. And you may never even need to use a fettling knife. They come in all the kits. I don't even know what it means to fettle anything. But as a potter, if someone says fettling knife, it's handy to know what the hell they're talking about. This is something people get curious about when they're learning to make pots. Is, what are the terms that other potters use to describe what they're doing and how they did it. So those 3 books, you don't need all 3, but they're nice to have. And it's much faster to just have it in a book than to spend your days doing one at a time searches for words that come up. It really is. So I recommend it. This is jargon you can love. Have a good day.